It's showtime.
Hey, welcome to Did You Watch Survivor Last Night, the only Survivor podcast for compassionate haters. My name is Jake Scheidel. Each week I ask my best friend Thomas Powell if he did indeed watch a certain reality show. Hey, Thomas, how's it going today?
Jake, I'm doing fantastic. I just got my hair cut. Just one hair. So feeling a little lighter. That's a fun joke to make where you're like, oh, did you get any other ones cut?
Yeah, that's funny. How short did you get it? The one hair. Is it noticeable?
It's hard to tell.
It's hard to tell, yeah. That makes sense. I think next time you go into the barber, tell them, cut multiple hairs, please, and see what they do about that. I know you're supposed to pay by hair.
Yeah.
And that's why people are like, oh, 15 doll hairs. They're not doll hairs. They're real hairs that people buy from the barber.
That's another good joke. It's another good joke you can do. You can be like, $35 for a hair, for one hair?
Yeah. What is this, a restaurant that sells rabbits?
That's like something that like Amelia Bedelia would do. Oh. Would be like, oh, well, I'll get a haircut, and then she'll cut like one hair.
That's so funny. The topic of conversation this season seems to have been Frog and Toad, but Amelia Bedelia was also a great book from my childhood. I loved all those books.
Fucking idiot Amelia Bedelia.
She was so fucking funny.
What a stupid idiot.
I hope she still has a job.
Yeah.
I hope there's.
I don't think children should read Amelia Bedelia because it glorifies stupidity. She's a bad role model.
It's glorified incompetence, and we should call her out for it. It actually taught me about words and wordplay. And I remember once she had to do something. Oh, her boss wanted her to make a date cake. Remember the fruit dates? People put them in cakes sometimes. And she didn't know that. She didn't know about the fruit date. And
Did she put like a calendar in there?
She put a calendar in the cake. Isn't that funny?
Yeah. That's crazy.
Actually, like saying it out loud, I am laughing. It is funny. I'm ijboling.
Yeah, this is definitely an ijbol situation. Ijbol.
Amelia Bedelia was kind of the original ijbol.
That's so much funnier than saying like LOL. Like I remember like one of my favorite Curb subplots is Larry as the social assassin, where like one of his friends' wives says LOL out loud.
That's so funny.
And he gets called in to try and get her to stop doing it.
I'm going to start.
I want Larry to get called in for somebody saying ijbol.
I'm going to start saying all the time I'm ijboling instead of laughing.
I'm ijboling so hard. Ijboling like, on the floor laughing.
The only people I know are over 25 or under 10. So I don't think I know anybody who would actually use ijbol, but it's all I'm going to say from now on.
I don't understand. Yeah, it just seems like one of those things that you're determined to have your own thing, and so you pretend this really bad thing that you made up is better because the olds use LOL or LMAO. So that's bad. But like, it's so much longer and it sounds bad if you say it out loud.
What are you saying, ijbol? It's fun and easy to say and makes so much sense.
It also describes something less common. I just burst out laughing.
Right.
Did you?
LOL, the I is already implied in LOL, right? Why don't they just say J-bol?
Laughing out loud, laughing my ass off. These are understandable things. I just burst out laughing. Yeah, I think you're lying to me.
Yeah.
In the same way that I never really liked Raffle because, like, no, you aren't.
Yeah, you got to use that, like, very specific context. Like, for example, you fall out of your chair and you're rolling on the floor laughing. That's when you could use it. And I think that's the only instance you could. Ijbol. I'm always constantly bursting out just laughing. Ha 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 ha. That's my laugh.
All I can imagine is someone just stone-faced typing it at their computer.
Yeah, like we did with LOL.
LOL, the whole point with LOL is something that it's like an extra punctuation. Yeah. LOL is a flavor enhancer. You can just throw it on anything.
We don't use periods anymore now. We just say LOL, and that's the right way to text.
Yeah. Also, what is people typing all lowercase? This is my like Andy. This is the Andy Rooney segment of the podcast. Like, what's with these kids today? They only type in lowercase.
Yeah. That's a very...
What's with the performative low effort?
That's a very person in their early 20s posting kind of thing to do.
Yeah.
Or late teens, I guess. Or mid-teens, but I guess we weren't posting as much in our mid-teens.
The thing that bugs me more than anything is the doing it with song titles thing now, where it's like, it's an affectation.
Yeah.
Been doing it for too long. There's a point where it maybe made you seem cool and distanced. Now it's just stupid.
Yeah.
Put some fucking effort. You know what? Fucking put a tie on. Capitalize your sentences. Put some punctuation in there.
Put some effort into your shit, just like they did with Survivor Tocantins, Thomas. Did you watch Survivor Tocantins, the Brazilian Highlands, last night?
I most certainly did.
And what an episode it was. It was called The Martyr Approach. Solid title.
Yeah, I mean, it's intriguing. It certainly hooks you.
Yeah. The episode first aired May 7th, 2009. Thomas, how old would you have been May 7th, 2009?
May 7th, 2009, I would have been 17.
Yeah, I would have been 18. And I do what I want. Skip school whenever I feel like it, because I'm graduated by now, I think. Is that the lyrics?
Yeah, something like that. You know, I could easily do the song 17 by Sharon Van Etten, and that would be a much cooler thing, but I'm glad that I keep doing the Winger reference. You know, somebody's gotta.
God, I wish there was like a cool, universally beloved song that referenced 17 that you could use every time. But I guess the one about wanting to fuck a child is the one to go with.
Yeah, it's the better one.
Given the times.
On my Dennis Duffy shit.
Cool.
With these Winger references.
Last episode received 11.99 million viewers. How many viewers do you think this one received?
It'd be fun if it was 12. Remember? It would be very fun if it was 12 million exactly.
It would be fun. It's not, though. It's not 12 million exactly.
Is it 12.1?
It's not 12.1 exactly.
Is it 12.15?
Try slightly harder.
12.16.
A little bit more.
12.17.
A little bit more.
All right. 12.18.
12.18 million viewers this week. Wow, good job. First try.
You know, I mean, I'm basically like one of the Vegas odds makers with how precise I am on this stuff, you know?
Yeah, absolutely. On the Forza Motorsport Tribe, Coach was shocked to see it was Debbie, but thankful they didn't vote him out. Well, you know, bud, everybody's got to be voted out eventually. Coach's next target is Aaron, but his asthma's acting up. Did you know Coach has asthma?
His asthma that he's never talked about before now, and his bad back, and his lumbago, and his lupus are all acting up.
Not his lupus. That's probably why he wanted to go to exile, because the fucking full moon was coming out. He was like, I can't let him see me as a werewolf.
I think it's kind of fun seeing Coach invent stories for himself to live in.
It's very funny. He's a cool guy that everybody likes. Steven wants to send Coach to exile. Cool. Yeah, we're all on board. I thought Coach's exile happened much earlier in the season. But apparently
it is kind of wild that he hasn't been there yet.
Yeah, because it's kind of his whole thing. Okay, so the reward challenge is a big Survivor logo maze. They build a pole. They throw sandbags at targets with their feet shackled. Cool. I kind of forgot their feet were shackled.
Yeah, it's a neat challenge. I liked obviously they did the challenge just so they could do the big pan out while they were running through the Survivor maze. But yeah, it was neat.
I do like when they use the logo as a big maze at the end of the season. That's always satisfying to me. Winner gets bed, shower, and a feast. Not bad.
I love when they get like a stay like this.
Yeah.
One of the best things on the show is when you see somebody that has been rough in it get to have like a shower and sleep in a bed and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm. JT wins, big surprise, sends Coach to exile, telling him to be noble. I would love to have known Coach at this time.
It seems like it's a very interesting experience
Yeah.
to play this game with him.
He says he's going to take the monastic approach, and Aaron calls him out for taking the martyr approach. I'm glad that they went with the martyr approach as opposed to the monastic approach for the title this week.
Yeah, I do like the word monastic though.
Good word. Solid word. I was happy to hear it. Coach then tells Pat Benatar to hit him with his best shot.
Hit me with your best shot, Pat Benatar.
Yeah, well...
That was on the next time on Survivor, and I was like,
Oh, was it? I missed that.
What could
That's
that
funny.
possibly be in reference to?
Actually, Coach, we don't do the Pat Benatar segment until like right before Tribal Council. A little early, but...
Yeah, wildlife shots aren't here yet.
Yeah. JT brings Steven on his overnight stay. What a surprise.
Yeah, I mean, that's an obvious choice.
Yeah. Back at Forza, Taj says she's feeling confident in her alliance with JT and Steven and that they will all make it to the final three.
No, Taj.
Well, we always talk about how you're not supposed to say that.
Said it in such a specific way that it's not going to happen too. Not just that you're confident that you're in your alliance. It's like, okay, and that we're all going to make it to final tribal. It's like, what if it's a 2-person final tribal?
Well, I think she said final three. I do think they know it's final two this season.
Okay.
I don't know how they know that. I don't know if it had switched over by this point. But because I remember somebody at some point talking about the final two. As a thing. Anyway, Aaron and Taj talk shit about Coach. Oh, we were just talking shit about talking shit.
What if Coach popped up and it was like, actually, I wasn't on Exile at all, and I heard what you said.
How dare you say that about me, a monastic man? Manastic. Okay, so on Exile, Coach says it's going to be like a vacation for him. Whatever, dude. He talks shit about the people back at camp with no character.
It's so funny anytime that he's like, God, please give me the strength to forgive everyone who's wronged me for not playing this game as honorably as I have.
He then lists a bunch of synonyms describing himself as strong. Okay. He says he's going to be like his ancestors, the ancient American Indians. I didn't look up Coach's ancestry because
I mean, look, there's no possible way. You can't trust anything he says about this. So, no, this was him not wanting to be out there and like creating a reality where it was actually good to be out there. And you know what? I mean, good for him. But like I said, it's very interesting to see him stretch reality to accommodate whatever he happens to be feeling in the moment. So
he says that the ancient American Indians that he's an ancestor of would commune with the Lord and become a man, but he's already a man.
So it'll just become more of a man. Yeah. See, this is the thing. He doesn't know where he's going anytime that he talks about this stuff, so he has to backtrack.
Yeah.
It reminds me of Tim Heidecker in On Cinema. This is the kind of shit that he like, where it just is like you're not thinking about what you're saying at all, so you will contradict yourself repeatedly.
Yeah. Taj mentions it later in the episode, but I did write at this point, how old, if you didn't know, how old would you guess Coach was at this point in his life?
At this point, I would say like 39 or 40.
Okay. Not far off. I would put him in like his later 40s, but he's 37. That's like basically our age.
Yeah, pretty much.
Like we're closer to Coach's age in this season than we are to JT or Stevens.
It's true.
That's weird to think about.
I don't relate to Coach.
I don't relate to Coach.
I'm just going to put that out there right now. I don't know that many people relate to Coach, but I certainly don't.
I relate much more to Stephen Fishback in this season.
Yes, absolutely.
Okay, so at the reward, they take a PJ to the governor's retreat. Pretty nice stuff. They get to see themselves in the mirror and then take a shower.
That's
Great.
like that's a good TV moment, the mirror
Yeah.
thing, because you don't think about that, but it's like you haven't had a chance to really look at yourself.
It's
It's got to
fun
be really
every
jarring
time.
to see a much thinner, like dirtier version of yourself.
I love when Steven was like, look at my hair.
I like that with the beard. He's like, oh, you know what? You trim this up a little bit. This wouldn't look bad.
Yeah. And guess what? These days, I think he does have a nice little trim beard, as does everyone, it feels like. Oh. Okay, whatever.
Not me. I'm clean shaven for life, and
That's
it's not
right.
because my facial hair doesn't grow fast enough that I'm willing to wait out the growth period of it.
Yeah, I felt that same way, and then we got hit with what was that thing called? COVID. Remember COVID?
Yeah.
So we didn't have to leave the house for a few weeks, and I just said, let's see. And then I got a wife, so I'm keeping this shit. Maybe I'll get another wife.
Yeah. Have another second COVID, second wife,
Hey.
second beard.
So they have a big meal of feast of meats, and instead of getting medevac, they cheers to making it to the final two. There we go. That's what we were talking
Impressive self-restraint that they were basically like, I'm full. I probably shouldn't eat anymore.
about. Yeah. And their bodies were probably used to eating meat at this point in their lives and not like, scarfing down.
Scorfing down.
A bunch of shit that your body's not used to. Whatever. Stephen was kind of annoyed by Erin's comments at the challenge and wants her to take her out now. This was an interesting wrinkle in the episode, I thought.
It was. It was one of those things where I was like, I don't know how serious you are about this. But I do think that with Coach, there's an interesting bit of strategy there on when to get him out, and if you want to be tied to that vote, essentially. Because if you can maneuver it where you get him out, but you don't vote for him, like he's an automatic jury vote at that point.
That's a really interesting thing to say, Tom Spowell. Exile Coach says he has a great experience. Why is he lying to himself like that?
Do you remember? Because he was talking about places that he'd been before, and he mentioned the Amazon, but he mentioned a couple of other places that he claims to have also been.
Yes, I remember him talking about this. I didn't write it down though, unfortunately.
He's definitely been to all of those places. I'm sure the CIA dropped him there.
At the immunity challenge, they have to stand between two walls on small footholds. Coach tells us that deep in the pit of every man's stomach is the fear that he isn't invincible anymore. Do you feel that way?
I do relate to Coach a little bit. I mean, look, we're not getting any younger.
It's a good point. We're all in our mid-30s here, viewing and being on this show.
I think I unfortunately relate to Coach as a person who's now in his mid-30s.
Geoff asks if JT would step down for a big steak and a six-pack. Would you?
If I were JT, I would. He's not getting voted out.
You know what I just realized? JT, Jake and Tom.
That's right.
That could be us. Why didn't they let us on Survivor as two 18-year-olds instead of JT, James Thomas, or whatever his real name is?
Well, I mean, for one, I would not have been interested, as I still am not. But
that's
two,
right. You would have been 18. You would have been 17 still.
I would have been 17, so they would have had to. They would have had to lie and say I was 18.
Hey, people that did it to get in the war in World War II, and is Survivor not just like war?
Yeah,
100 years ago.
Survivor is basically the new war, if you think about it.
Mm-hmm. Coach lets out a huge yell before falling off. So JT.
This was the timing of Taj, I believe, saying, like, don't hurt your back any more than that. You can see the gears turn in his head where he's like, oh, yeah, this gives me an out so that I can stop doing this. And he immediately pretends to have, like, a horrible back spasm. And then it's like, it was actually spasming, like, for the last 10 minutes that I was up there. I just gutted it out. Like, yeah, sure you did, buddy. Also, my asthma is so bad.
My asthma is so bad right now. Erin and Taj continue to talk shit about Coach. Coach says he was honored by the way he went out. Okay. Like sometimes I read these notes and I'm like, what am I supposed to say to that?
He's just like there's people, like, we've all met people that are like this. Like, it's just.
I guess, yeah. Coach says he's the last of the Timbira, so he's basically the last of the Mohican.
Sure, yeah.
Whatever you say, man. Yeah. All right. Well, he called it earlier. It's time for Bat Benatar. And LMFAO, your favorite, and David Bowie, my
our
favorite.
our two favorite artists.
Yeah. If LMFAO were to come out today, they would be called ijbol.
They would be called ijbol. Does Berry Gordy have any more relatives that can start like a bad comedy hip hop act?
I hope so. Okay, so we got a bunch of vultures, because that's how we illustrated Coach's exile, apparently, was the same fucking vulture. And then we also got a baby turtle crawling around a rock. We've already talked about both of these animals.
The turtle shots in this were so good, because the turtle was like listening to hear the gossip about Coach.
Yeah, it was
That
good.
was a great bit of production.
I think those were the only two wildlife shots, though, this week, and we've already talked about both of them this very season, so we're moving on. Sorry, Coach. This is what happens when they get too meta on us. We can't do fucking wildlife shots now? Thanks, Coach.
Yeah, so I guess we won't hit Coach with our best shot, Pat Benatar.
At Tribal Council, Coach says men drop a pebble and women see a boulder.
Women do be doing that.
You ever as a man, have you ever dropped a pebble the size of a small boulder?
I have, and then I gaslight women and say that it's just a pebble.
Mm-hmm.
What are you looking at? This is nothing. You're hysterical.
You, of course, remember a small boulder the size of a large boulder or whatever from Twitter a few years ago.
Of course, I'm familiar with the small boulder the size of a large boulder. One of the greatest bits of cop speak ever.
That it actually was a pebble, if you ask Coach.
It's true.
Erin very smartly says she never feels secure. Yep.
That's what you got to say in Survivor.
That's what you got to say in Survivor. Coach says all you need is to listen and you'll already know who goes home. Coachy boy, I've been listening. And I think I know the answer. Who did you think it was going to be going into this one?
I thought it was probably still going to be Coach.
Yeah. Well, before he goes, though, he does actually have to recite a poem that he wrote for the other contestants.
I'm so glad we got this great poem.
Really good, really inspiring stuff. You loved the poem?
No, it was awful. But it was a very Coach thing to do.
Is that how he occupied his time at exile? I'm just realizing.
Yeah, he just wrote that poem. I mean, he had a lot of time on his hands.
Yeah, fair enough. And he's not going to eat or build fire or, I don't know, meditate or whatever. He seems like a guy who claims to meditate but never actually does. I don't know.
No, his version of meditating is just doing the stupid like Tai Chi bullshit that he does.
It's not bullshit. You just can't find it on Google. So Coach gets voted out 3-2 over Erin. Did you see this? JT voted Erin. Steven voted Coach.
Yeah, yep. That was, and JT I think specifically said before the vote that he was going to do that. Smart.
And what did you say earlier about getting Coach out without casting his name?
If you don't vote for, which I think he was probably going to vote for JT anyway because he fucking loves him, but like,
right.
But I think that sealed it, where it's like, like I didn't send you home, like,
yeah,
I was the only other person that didn't vote for you.
Ooh, Thomas! Oh, the finale is coming up next week. I'm so excited for this final Tribal Council. It's incredible. But before we get to that, we have to say, Coach described all of his cool, positive traits this week. So can you tell us the name of this week's quotes quiz?
So nasty that it's probably somewhat of a travesty having me. Then he told the people you could call me your majesty.
I wish that he had done it as like, what is the name for where you say like each letter of a name of something and give it, or it was like an acronym.
Yeah,
he did it as like an acronym.
Yeah. Like
Coach, confident.
Confident. O stands for omniscient.
Oh, only here, on a mission.
On a mission. That's better. Yeah.
Yeah.
A
Always being coach.
always coaching.
C also, always coaching. C, coach. H.
So C. No, it's the A should stand for always. The C should stand for coach.
Yeah, always coaching.
Always coaching. Here.
Yeah. Because that's where you got to be. You got to be where you are in the moment.
You got to be here all the time. Thomas, what's the Quotes quiz name?
Eat a huge pile of food and I'll reveal your worst trait. It's by Lime Zest. And this was April 25th, 2022.
Lime Zest says, I prefer imperfect over boring. Okay. 480 points. Not great.
I bet I know what you're going to pick for this first question.
Approved and edited by BuzzFeed Community Team. Choose a drink. Water, beer, wine, or coffee. Damn, I love all these drinks. Right now I'm drinking a Blue Blitz Form Energy. Well, I'll listen to Bottle Check later. I'm going to have to go with water. I did refill my water before we started recording.
Had a feeling you might do that.
I got a feeling that I'm going to drink some water. What?
What do you think I'm going to pick?
You're picking beer.
I'm not picking beer.
Damn, that would have been my second choice.
I'm picking coffee.
Oh, my God. Don't talk to me till I've had my coffee.
That's right.
Choose an appetizer. Bread, mac and cheese balls, calamari, no thanks.
I mean, I'll have some bread.
Well, we were talking about the beard earlier, how it got me my wife. My wife often loves a calamari, so I'm going to pick a calamari. I like calamari okay, too. It's fried food.
Oh,
what am I not going to like?
This guy can't even pick his own appetizers. He's got to have his damn wife do it for him.
Speaking of weapons, oh no, there's a bad guy at the restaurant. Which utensil do you pick up? Fork, knife, spoon, chopsticks?
I mean, probably a knife, right?
Gotta go with the knife.
Especially if you're at a restaurant and there's a chef's knife on the table, you got to defend yourself with that.
Well, they brought you out a big steak and a six-pack earlier. Okay, that didn't work. What food do you offer as a bribe? Pasta, steak, oysters, or fudge brownie? Fudge brownie. Who's going to pass up a fudge brownie?
No. There's a correct answer to this because we're trying to get out of this. The answer is oysters because I mean he's got to fucking crack them open. Like there's such an involved process, and then you can stab him with a knife while he's trying to do that.
God. And then what if you give him an oyster?
He might even cut himself trying to open these oysters.
That's what I was just going to say. That's what I was just going to say. Give him an oyster, but not the cracker or the shell cracker, whatever those things are called.
And I'm not giving him any oyster crackers either.
Yeah, that's right. He doesn't
if that's
deserve
what you're
He's
thinking.
A bad guy. And then, even if he does get the oyster open, once you eat one of those things, do you know how fucking horny people get after eating oysters? He's not going to be able to stop himself. He's going to be like, oh no, I can't do crime anymore. I have to go find somebody to be horny with. Okay, so that doesn't happen. Oh no, he's taking you hostage. What food do you take for the trip? Well, that's nice. Butter, lava cake, some more bread, or soup. Soup feels difficult to
that seems like a mess.
They all feel...
I guess I'm taking some more bread because I'm not going to eat butter, and lava cake and soup seem a little too messy.
Yeah,
and
lava
the bread
cake
will probably keep pretty well if I'm going to be there for a while.
And there's 5 baguettes in that picture, so that's got to tide you over for a while. But I love a lava cake, especially one that's already broken open.
Sure, yeah.
Okay, and you died. What food do you want served at your funeral? Tuna, sliders, salad. It's disrespectful to eat at my funeral.
Obviously, it is disrespectful to eat at my funeral. No one will be eating there.
I'm picking sliders.
Oh, yeah, everybody's got fucking dry hamburgers. Great.
I'll give them sauce. This is my will. This is my will and testament. Make sure there's sauce with the sliders at my...
Sliders, not that great.
Okay, well, it didn't give me an option
sliders
for a
are
full
one
burger,
of the,
Thomas.
Sliders are one of the most mid foods.
Yeah, because they're only the size of a mid-sized hamburger. Would you feel more comfortable if they were called mini burgers?
No, I mean, they would still have the same problems.
Well, BuzzFeed tells me, or what was their name? Whiz Cream?
Lime zest.
Lime Zest. You leave it all out on the road, but it's really not worth your energy. Time for a breather. You have road rage. I'd say inaccurate. I'm actually a very chill driver.
Chill driver over here. Your mouth has a lot to say. Your saving grace is you're never boring. That's for sure. You talk too much. That can't be true.
That's fun. I will say, though, when I'm on my bike, I do have a bit of road rage. Everybody's rude to me.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I think that's just because, like, people are trying to fucking run you over and run you off the road all the time when you're on a bike.
Yeah. And that's only because I've flipped every car off as I'm riding past them. But
You were banging on the side of the car as you rode by them.
look at me, idiot. I'm getting exercise and commuting. They don't like that, the people. Okay, Thomas, what's your social medias?
You can follow me at tom.tom.bsky.social or at tom.tom on X, everything formerly known as Twitter.
And if you haven't subscribed to the show on YouTube yet, it's the Compassionate Hater Survivor podcast. Find that one, hit subscribe, hit like, comment, too. Okay, so this is the part where we usually talk about the poll. I have an idea. After we finish Tocantins next week, we've got a few weeks before 49 starts, so we'll do a simulated season. I've narrowed it down to 10 of our possible simulated seasons that we can play using the Tocantins template. I want you to choose up to 4 that the voters, our listeners and fans, can choose from, and then we can announce it next week and cast it and all that, and then play it for next week. That work?
Yes.
I feel like that was a lot of explanation for a
There's a lot. There's a bit of a wind up on that.
fairly simple thing. Okay, so here are the 10 that I think would be good for one-on-one tribes. 2 tribes, I guess is the phrase. You let me know which ones you like. Big and tall. Slackers versus tryhards. Clowns versus jesters. All presidents. Cops and
All
robbers.
presidents.
Okay. Pros versus pros. That's, of course, athletes versus
pros versus pros.
pro writers.
Yes, absolutely. Very in on this.
PTA versus PTA. That's Paul Thomas Anderson characters versus people who are either parents or teachers who have played Survivor.
This is topical. I like that one too.
Podcast hosts, Golden Survivor. That's just people who are over 60. I don't remember why we wanted to do this one, but I think it's funny. Scaredy cats versus other scaredy cats.
Yeah, I don't know where that came from.
I wish I could remember what that was in reference to, but it's on the list. And finally, Jake's versus Tom's. So you said all presidents, pros versus pros, PTA versus PTA. Is there any more?
We got room for one more here. Do you have any that you really want from there?
I do think, well, it's between big and tall or podcast hosts for me this time.
Well, let's do podcast host. That's fun.
That. I like that one. Pulled from a lot of people. I think if we were to do podcast hosts, it would be you do a tribe of your favorite podcast, 8 of your favorite podcast hosts, and I do 8 of my favorite podcast hosts. We're both podcast listeners, no?
Yeah, I know a lot of podcast hosts. I'm fine with that.
Oh, you know a lot of podcast hosts?
I know a lot of them.
I know a few. Okay, so to vote on which simulated season we're going to do, first time we're handing it over to the fans, in the hands of the fans. To vote, go to YouTube.com.
Just like Survivor right now.
Just like Survivor right now.
We're doing what Survivor did about Survivor 50.
YouTube.com/@Official Haters Survivor Podcast. That's where you can vote for that one. Isn't it silly how they have the @ in the URL for YouTube? Do other websites do that?
I don't know.
I've never really checked. Okay, we have a few shows on Patreon. You can find them at patreon.com/justpodcasts. Any of them you want to shout out there, Thomas?
Oh boy. Probably there's a Did You Watch Football last night, isn't there? Isn't there like a Did You Watch Sports or something?
Yeah, there's a Did You Watch Football? I think it's called Did You Watch Football Last Week?
Yeah, well, it's football season's upon us, so
football season.
You want to hear more about football?
Football.
You have a few $1,000s sitting around.
I don't see why you wouldn't want to listen to this show. And it would be kind of the inverse, where I would sit and listen to Thomas talk about something he cares about and I care less about. Right?
Exactly, yeah.
Okay. Did you watch football last week? Is $30,000 a month. So far, it has 0 members. Huh.
You could be the first.
If you want to give us more money than that, though, for just $2,000 more a month, it's just the Carpenters, where we'll discuss Carpenters lyrics.
You know, there was another Carpenter of note
Oh, Sabrina?
who also died maybe a
Oh
little
my
too
God.
young.
Sabrina Carpenter died?
Yeah, sorry.
R.I.P.
Sorry to break the news. Sorry to break that news to you.
She didn't even make it to her Jesus year. I assume. I don't actually know how old Sabrina Carpenter is, now that I think about it.
She's the newest member of the 27 Club, maybe.
Yeah. Give or take 5 years. That's a club I would be interested in researching. The 27 Club, give or take 5 years.
Give or take 5 years.
And
She's 26, so she wouldn't quite make it to the 27
26.
Club. She was 26. She didn't quite make it to the 27 Club.
They haven't updated the Wikipedia page yet. Okay, Thomas, do you want to thank the fans?
I would love to thank the listeners and subscribers. Thank you for listening and subscribing.
Great stuff. And what can they write on the review section of their favorite podcast app?
We didn't say haha very funny earlier for the YouTube
Oh, shit,
comment,
that's
I
right.
think. Or a smiley face. But also for Apple Podcasts or Spotify has reviews now, right?
Yeah, probably.
Anyway, this is my favorite podcast. I like it better than all the other podcasts. I give it a big thumbs up.
Nice. And what can they write on Apple reviews?
That's what they can write on Apple reviews.
What can they write on YouTube? Excuse me.
Ha ha ha, very funny smiley face, or just smiley face.
Do you remember us talking about a game that we thought was called Homes last week?
Yes.
So our new listener and regular commenter, thank you. It only took 10 years.
It Home? No, wait, no. Holmes is they corrected us. Holmes is the Great Lakes acronym, isn't it?
Yes, that's what I said. So our regular commenter, it only took us 10 years to get a regular commenter, but we finally did it. Congratulations. I'm high-fiving you over the lake. Said, ha, 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 very funny, smiley face. And then they go on to say, the house/home game you're thinking of is MASH. I called it
MASH.
Hams.
Oh, Hams. Yeah, I mean, look, you had the letters there.
I had the letters, just the wrong order.
They weren't in the proper order. Thank you so much for that correction. It was MASH.
It stands for...
Yeah, you live in a mansion. You live in
an apartment, a house, a shack. A shack, a house, I guess, in that order.
Yeah.
I completely forgot I used to play the game all the time in middle school. Really loved that throwback. LOL. So we got a millennial on our hands.
That's right. Welcome aboard.
Yeah, we're actually
no
saying
ijbols, please. We will report you if you put ijbol in the comments.
Stop listening. We will block you if you write ijbol in the comments.
That shit is not welcome here.
We're allowed to say ijbol because we're over here just making you burst out laughing.
We're doing it for purely academic purposes.
Yeah. But if you write it in our comment section, that's the last comment anybody's going to leave. Shutting comments down for all the episodes.
Yeah.
All right. We'll be back next week with the finale of Survivor Tocantins. It's going to be a good one. And we'll announce our next simulated season if y'all vote for it. All right. Did you want to talk about Australian Survivor, or are you still slacking on that?
I have not watched it. I've heard it's good.
One day we'll talk about it. All right. Have a great summer.
Deuces.
Some good news, though.
Oh, you finally get to drink your stupid drink.
It's timely fine. Form Energy, PHORM, natural energy, caffeine from green tea, that's promising, mental focus, hydration. Yes, I don't need to refill my water after all. 200 milligrams of caffeine. Is that a lot? That feels like a lot.
200's a lot. That's as much as like a Celsius, which
okay.
coincidentally I'm drinking right now.
It's larger than a Celsius. It's about twice the size of a Celsius.
How many ounces is it?
Let's see, 16.
Okay, so it's like size of a monster, caffeine content of a Celsius. So it's got a little bit more caffeine than a monster in the same size can.
Is there a blue monster?
Yeah, there's
I really had to think about that.
Yeah, well, I was trying to think of the best way to contextualize this as someone who knows a lot about monsters, but real monsters. That's what I'm saying when I'm taking a long sip. But so there's like the Ultra Zeros. There's a blue one that is I don't know if it's like a berry flavor or what. It's one of the worst Ultra Zeros, but that one's there. But then like there's a blue monster in the sense that like the low carb monster is like a regular monster can, but it has blue, like the logo's blue instead of green.
Okay, yeah. Yo, yeah.
But then I'm sure there are other ones with blue cans. But...
I've definitely seen the blue ones over the green ones, and I'm like, what's the difference?
Hey, they're low carb. They don't have sugar in them.
Good to know. Should try one of those. What kind of Celsius do you have?
So I am drinking my favorite Celsius flavor, which is a fizz-free peach mango plus green tea.
I can't get into this fizz-free energy drink shit.
It's tasty.
The fizz is the fun. Mine's called Blue Blitz. It's $2.59.
What's your review?
That's what I was gonna say. It tastes like a blue monster. If the blue monster is berry flavored.
So not very good is what I'm hearing. Smarten up, probes.
One guy, big mo, two guys, little bitty mo, three guys, four-eyed mo, four guys, no mo, five guys, eat mo, five little guys named Mo.
Let's remember five guys now for real. Up first, from Survivor Sports News, Pop Culture, and Which, and Is There a Theme? Can you find the theme? It's Jervis Peterson.
Jervis Peterson is a Survivor contestant.
Mm-hmm.
I do not remember what season.
Number 1, baby, Borneo.
Jervis was on season 1, okay.
And he returned for a future season that we will be getting to shortly. Up next is Mitch Guerra.
Is this also a Survivor contestant?
This is also a Survivor contestant.
This seems like a new season.
Yes, in fact, you might even say one of the newest.
Was it the second most recent one?
It was 48, which is, I guess, the most recent American one, since you still haven't started Australian versus the world.
Yeah, that's true.
Okay, up next is Benjamin Wade.
Benjamin Wade. It's a familiar sounding name.
Should be.
Is this also a Survivor contestant?
Yes, indeed. Do you remember what seasons he was on? You've seen
No.
2 of them, and there's another one coming up soon.
Oh, it's C.O.A.C.H, right?
This is C.O.A.C.H, yeah. Tocantins, Heroes vs. Villains, South Pacific, which is, of course, the season we're watching this winter. And then for 50, In the Hands of the Fans. Number 4, Jimmy Johnson.
Oh, Jimmy Johnson, of course. Former head coach of the University of Miami, of the Dallas Cowboys, the Miami Dolphins, NFL on Fox, broadcaster, and Survivor contestant.
Yes. Survivor Nicaragua he was on, which we have not watched yet, I believe. Is that correct?
We have not watched it.
Okay. We'll get to that one eventually. That's a fun one. And finally, our 5th guy, Chet Welch.
Chet Welch. Is this also a Survivor contestant?
This is also a Survivor contestant. Yep.
I don't know that I have seen the season that this person is on. Maybe I have.
I'm not surprised you've forgotten because he was actually on Mike Rowe's Nisha.
Oh, okay, yeah.
He was the kind of annoying gay guy who was friends with Kathy, if you remember her in the pre.
Okay, I vaguely remember this.
Do you know the theme?
Do these people... I thought these people coached because there's 2 coaches in there.
Ding, ding, ding. All of these people coached.
Yeah. As soon as Jimmy Johnson was on there after coach, I was like, I have an idea of what this might be.
Seemed like a giveaway. Jervis was, of course, a YMCA basketball coach. Mitch was a PE coach. Benjamin Wade is a soccer
Oh
coach.
yeah, duh, Mitch. I don't know why I didn't put together Mitch. Mitch with the speech impediment.
That's him. Jimmy Johnson, of course, football coach, and Chet Welch, pageant coach.
Okay, yeah. I think I do kind of remember that guy.
I think he wore a pink shirt.
He was a proud gay man.
He was on the fans tribe for fans versus favorites.
Yeah.
I don't think he made it to the merge, but he was a character. Characters welcome. How about that? Somebody should use that as a phrase.
Was that USA?
That's
characters
USA,
welcome?
yeah.
Yeah.
USA versus Australia versus the world. Survivor Australia versus the world every Sunday.
What if we did a simulated season that was characters welcome versus we know drama?
What if we
and
did
it was USA versus TNT characters?
What about a 3-season one where it's characters welcome versus we know drama, and then the third one is we know sneezing, and it's just characters who sneeze real loud, like you.
Or you could do TBS very funny. It could be a third tribe.
It's a really good third one, actually. Yeah, we're getting close to our next simulated season, actually. Oh, did I ever tell you I made a spreadsheet of everybody who's ever played a simulated season for us?
Oh, yeah.
Sometimes I feel insane. Did you just hang up on me?
No.